Welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome to what was a big night for Barca, because we were all aware of the injury crisis. We were all aware of our confidence being in pieces coming into this game. Optimism wasn't high. There wasn't a lot of positivity. But you know what? The team stood up. The team delivered on the big occasion. What we saw out there tonight, it wasn't total football. This wasn't a majestic performance with the ball. But we saw a team that was solid. We saw a team that was focused, determined, aggressive in their game. They did exactly what we asked for. They delivered on what we wanted. And that's why right now, in the semi-final of the Copa del Rey, we've got a big advantage. We are heading into the second leg at home with a lead. We've beaten Real Madrid, and we're going to talk about it. So let's do it. Now, if we start, first of all, with the lineups of the two teams, because there was some significant moves there from both of the coaches. Looking at Real Madrid, it was kind of as we expected there, but it was Toni Kroos who was the holding midfielder tonight. He was the deepest one out of the three for Real, and I was surprised to see Ancelotti go with Camavinga over Tchouaméni, who was fit and available, but he went with Camavinga, and of course he was at fault for Barca's crucial goal in this game. When it comes though to Barca and Xavi, as we expected pretty much in terms of the team, but Alonso, it was him that came in late there to replace Andreas Christensen, who was ruled out with an ankle problem that he got in training the day before. But Alonso, he held his own, as did everyone else around him, and it was Kessie on the left-hand side of the midfield today, supporting Gavi and Balde on that side, and every single player gave everything, worked hard until the end. Because I think already, when you're looking at the way that Barca approached this game here at the Bernabeu, given our situation with injury problems, we knew that at some points in this game, there was going to be times where Barca had to drop off Real Madrid. We weren't going to go and close them down, press them every single minute of the game, and we were going to allow them to come forward, have the ball, and get control of the game. But it was really interesting to see the way that we set up, because what we had there was the three in midfield. I thought Frenkie de Jong tonight, what a magnificent game that he had in midfield. He was everywhere there across the middle of the park. He went out to help Araujo against Vinicius on many, many occasions too. What a game that he had. Koundé at centre-back was absolutely phenomenal as well. But it was interesting to see Gavi. He was actually working his way inside when we didn't have the ball, making up that sort of four-man midfield in there to counteract Valverde. You had Balde then and Gavi sort of doubling up on him. And then even at times, you had Ferran getting back too. You had Rafinha on the right-hand side. He was protecting every single time that Nacho was looking to go on the overlap. Rafinha always tracking him, and that meant that at times here, Barca, when Real Madrid had the ball, there was no vocal point. There was no man there in attack. At times we were sitting back, absorbing pressure, and this was clearly something we worked on all week in training, leading up to this game. When you don't have the ball, stay organised, stay compact, close down the spaces, and let nothing get through this team. Because I really did feel as though right the way through this game, actually, Barca did a really good job of frustrating Vinicius Jr. That's the one thing that you want to do when you play against him. You want to make it an awkward game. You don't want him to enjoy it out there. And Barca there were very, very tight to him. They had several players all around him. Araujo, whether it was Koundé, whether it was De Jong, Rafinha was tracking back as well. And there was, I have to say, a coming together between Vinicius and Frenkie in that first half there, where I think Vinicius is extremely lucky. There's a clear grab on Frenkie. There's actually a hand to the face, round the neck. He's grabbing him, he's pulling him. He actually drags him all the way to the floor there. And not only that, he was then booked for that challenge and that foul. But Vinicius then, he was sarcastically applauding, putting his thumbs up to the referee, shouting in the referee's face, and he just gets away with it. That should have been no doubt about it there. A second yellow immediately to Vinicius. He should have been sent off for me, but he stayed on the field. But either way, he's out of the second leg with that yellow tonight, and that's another blow for Real Madrid, because just moments after that booking for Vinicius, Barca then were given even more encouragement in this tie, because we had our opening goal, and scoring first in this game, that was always going to be massive, giving us something to protect in this contest. We won the ball really high up the field. We did press when we could. We took our chances. We really built on our moments that we had. You can see here both Gavi and Kessie really closing down Camavinga, putting him under pressure. It's a bad pass from him. Ferran intercepts intercepts it, and then Real are wide open. They are not prepared, not set up defensively right. Ferran bides his time. He waits and waits and waits for that run of Kessie inside of him. Maybe Real are expecting him to play it out to Rafinha. He doesn't. He slips it inside to Kessie. Courtois denies Kessie in the box, but in the end it goes in off a combination of Militao. Nacho, I think, as well gets something on it. It's an own goal for Real Madrid, and although they didn't let us celebrate, they said straight away, that's offside. It just wasn't, was it? They looked at it quite clearly. Kessie is onside. No matter what they may want to do, you can't rule that out. Barca had the lead in the first half. And that was the big question then, guys, because going in at half-time, we'd all seen 1 week earlier against United. We were 1-0 up in that game. We had the lead in that game. We had a chance in that one to make a big statement. We didn't. We didn't see the job through. We weren't able there to play the game that we wanted for the full 90 minutes. So the question was always going to be now, can we do that this time? Can we make sure that no matter what it takes, we see this through until the end? And that is when I feel we proved so much to ourselves. Because once again in the second half, guys, I thought we saw plenty of examples that this was a proper plan, a proper system coming into this game from Xavi. He had something in his mind there, a game plan to attack Real Madrid in moments in the game. Because again, in the second half, we let Real Madrid get on the ball even more than they did in the first. We allowed them possession. There was times there when they spent long periods in our own half, but there were plenty of counter-attacking opportunities there. We would win the ball, we would turn it over. Frenkie, like I say, was everywhere. We would get the ball back, and there would be moments there in behind Real Madrid where we played the ball in, and there was chances, so much space there was to be had. And so many times in this game, I just thought, if only we had Dembele. I truly believe that if we had Dembele in this game, we could actually have won 2, 3, 4. Who knows what it would have been, but the chances were there on the break. It was a really good game plan coming here. A lot of the time we got into the final third, but the final ball there wasn't right from Rafinha. Ferran Torres was struggling to get into the game from the middle. Gavi on the left-hand side. We didn't see enough, I feel, of Balde on the overlap. We didn't really give him too many chances to do that, but there were certainly opportunities and chances for us. And then it was just unfortunate on our side, really, that the one that we did work really well, the counter-attack and the period of play where we played things absolutely perfectly. Ansu had just come on for Rafinha. We work it brilliantly down the right-hand side. Ferran then out in his natural position. He cuts it back to Kessie. He's in acres of space, arriving into the box. It's all perfect. He looks like he's going to score, but it's Ansu Fati basically on the line there. He accidentally blocks the shot towards goal. He tries actually to jump over it. That's what Kessie afterwards says. Look, why didn't you do that? But Ansu, he tried, but he couldn't react quick enough, and he blocks it on the line. That would have been 2-0 Barca, and it would have been an absolutely perfect move from us. But I just think today, guys, throughout this entire game, and especially there in the last minutes of the game, Real Madrid were piling the pressure on. The referee, I think in the end he was told, play till Real Madrid score. Just keep going. Doesn't matter how many added minutes, ignore the time, play till Real score. But even then, Barca said no. There was corners, there was last gasp opportunities for Real. We did not allow them to succeed. And I think tonight we learned so much about this team, about Xavi, the character of this team. It's what we wanted. It's what we've asked for. We knew that our injury situation, it was tough. We knew this game was going to be an uphill battle. But tonight, we stood firm. And I'm so proud of that now. We have the second leg of this in April. We've got over a month to get our players back. We can put on a real show, I feel, now. At the Camp Nou, when that game comes around. We've proven a lot tonight. We've taken a massive step back in the right direction. This can help with our confidence. This can help rediscover some momentum. And I'm just so happy for each and every one of these Barcelona players. Every single one of them tonight, they played their part out there. They were committed to the game plan. They were organised when they had to be. They delivered when they were called upon. And it's job done. We could not have asked for any more in our current situation. And now we look forward, like I say. We also have another Clasico on the 19th of March. That, of course, is in La Liga. That could be a decisive one. We've got to get ready for that. We've got to keep going now. Make sure we don't make mistakes. We've shown what we can do. We've shown the focus that we can have. Let's apply this week by week. Let's get back on track. Let's keep this going. We all know what we can do. So please, guys, what I would really like to know in the comments down below, how are you feeling now? I know that before the game there was a lot of scepticism, there was a lot of negativity, and I understand all of that. It was a tough time. We were coming off the back of a tough week. A lot of people did not expect this kind of resilience. But what do you feel now about this Barca team, and where can we go from here this season? Let me know those thoughts down below. I will be back, of course, to talk more about this and more ahead of Sunday's game against Valencia. I will see you soon for all of that, and thank you indeed for tuning in and for all of your support. It's a big night, it's a big win, and I will see you very, very soon. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça!